right now, somewhere in the world, is working an 80 hours a week and still can't afford to fix their car. And somewhere else, someone who's never worked more than 4 hours a day is watching their money grow while they sleep. Same planet. Same 24 hours. Completely different outcomes. Hi, welcome back to the Book of Hustles. So today we're asking the question nobody wants to answer honestly. Why do poor people stay poor? Not the sugar-coated version. The real one. Stick around, because point number 4 is the one that changes everything. Let's get into it. Number 1. The poverty premium. Being poor doesn't just mean having less money. It means paying more for everything. The $400 car breaks down constantly and eats more in repairs than the $1,200 car would have cost outright. No savings when the fridge dies means a credit card at 27% interest paying rent on money that was never even there. Economists call this the poverty premium. It costs more money to be poor than to not be poor, and almost nobody escapes a trap they don't even know exists. Number 2. No starting capital. Researchers at the London School of Economics spent years on this exact question, and what they found broke the self-help industry's favorite excuse. It's not about motivation. The single biggest factor in escaping poverty is whether someone ever gets a lump sum big enough to actually invest and not survive on invest. A better car, tools for a trade, tuition for a skill that pays double. Without it, every dollar is already spent before it arrives. That's not laziness. That's a mathematical dead end with a human being trapped inside it. Number 3. The scarcity mindset. When your brain spends every day just trying to survive, it stops being able to think about next year. Give someone in poverty a windfall, and it's often gone within days. Not because they're reckless, because their brain has learned through hard evidence that the future has never once been safe to plan for. Number 4. Knowledge is inherited. And this is the one almost nobody says out loud. In wealthier households, kids absorb financial literacy the way they absorb a language overheard at dinner. Modeled by parents, corrected early before mistakes get expensive. In households without that inheritance, the first real lesson about compound interest usually shows up after a predatory loan has already been signed. It's not what you know. It's what you were never told, versus what you were told 1,000 times without even noticing. Number 5. The environment trap. Your income is basically the average of the 5 people closest to you. If everyone around you spends a windfall immediately, that becomes the invisible rulebook you follow too, even if you never agreed to it. Escaping poverty almost always means stepping outside the environment that raised you a new job, a new city, a new circle, where saving isn't seen as showing off. So here's the truth. Poor people don't stay poor because they're lazy. They stay poor because the system charges them more for less. Because nobody ever handed them a lump sum to build with. Because scarcity rewires the brain to survive today instead of plan for tomorrow. And because financial knowledge is inherited like an heirloom some families never received. But here's the part that matters. Every one of these is beatable. Capital can be built, dollar by dollar, starting smaller than you think. Scarcity thinking can be unlearned the moment stability shows up. Financial knowledge can be self-taught in a weekend that changes the next 20 years. An environment, that's the one thing you actually get to choose. The people who escape aren't smarter or luckier. They just found one door out of these 5 and walked through it before they even fully understood why it worked. So which one of these 5 is standing between you and your next level right now? Say it in the comments.